That's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Libraries Alive on this beautiful Monday morning, March 20th. Molly is not with us this morning. She has a director's meeting that she's attending, so I'll be flying solo, so to speak. But we have a couple of great guests today, and they're from the Arts Council, which we'll get to in a little bit and talk about all the wonderful things that is going on in Muscatine and Muscatine County. But first, let's see a little bit about what's going on in today's history. This is always a fun part of the show. Unfortunately, Molly's not here to ask her who these people are. That's always fun to see her guess who the celebrities or historical people. Now, I think she would have got this one. And I think everybody in the viewing audience will know who this is. Any guesses? Let's take a look again. That's right. It is Mr. Fred Rogers. And Fred was born March 20th, 1928. Most people remember him from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which debuted in the U.S. in 1968. Now, I'm a kid of the 70s, and I remember Mr. Rogers and his magical train. We went to little land that he had a princess and a little bear with a watch, and it was a great show. And Fred Rogers was a kind of a pioneer in children's programming on public television. So today we remember Fred Rogers as he was born in 1928, not quite 100 years ago, but fortunately Fred died in 2003. So Fred Rogers' birthday, I think Molly would have got that one. Today, as most of you also know, it's the first day of spring, March 20th. The equinox, oh, there goes the internet there, so we'll cut away from that. The equinox happens today, and the spring and fall equinox are kind of cool because it's 2 days out of the year where the daylight and the nighttime, they're equally balanced. So a lot of people will, I know if you've watched Kayleen's program, she talks about balancing a broom. When I was in grade school, we balanced like eggs on its end. It's a kind of a little trick you can do when the equinox happens. So today is the spring equinox, and it actually, there's a certain exact time that the balance is 100%, and today it's 5:24 p.m. Eastern, so that would be 4:24 Central Time, that you would be able to have your best chances is balancing your broom or your egg or anything else. And we'll see if, probably I'll do that here and see if I can record it and play it back for you on Wilton Wednesday. But happy spring, ladies and gentlemen. That's always probably my favorite season, spring. Looking forward to summer and all the excitement that brings, including summer concerts, which again, we have some guests today that will talk about some of the fun events that are coming up for you. Let's see what else we have going on. Today, March 20th, is the International Day of Happiness. Like I was just saying, it's hard not to be happy on the first day of spring. And finally, take a look here. I found this. Now, this was happening on March 20th, 1975. Muscatine Journal here in our archives. This was the when the Musser Public Library Friends Group started to organize back in 1975. So I found that pretty interesting. The Friends of the Musser Public Library have done a lot of great things since 1975. but that's where they got their start. And just another example of some of the cool stuff you can find from our archives: Muscatine journals, Oscar Grossheim photos, and so much more. Yearbooks from the high schools here in Muscatine. Let's see what else is going on. Looks like there was a Muscatine fire, a warehouse fire back in 1975. Exploding paint barrel. So all of the stuff that has happened in our past can be looked up and easily found on the website. I love the newspaper archives as we take a look back every day on the program. Let's see this fire. It was at the Bryant Roofing Company on East 2nd Street, Wednesday evening. Contained tar, shingles, and other roofing materials. It spread to an adjacent warehouse leased to Hahn Industries. Paint and paint thinner. That doesn't sound like a That sounds like a pretty combustible mixture there. So, Muscatine Journal. So that was kind of a little look back at what's happening in Muscatine. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look forward to some of the stuff that we can try to have fun with this spring and summer. We have with us today Ed Chamberlain and Diane Tank with the Muscatine Arts Council. Welcome, you two.
How you doing?
Yep, thank you.
Good. So the Muscatine Arts Council have done a lot of really cool things. I know Eagles and Ivories is one of the main things that maybe people think of, the summer concert series. There's a lot more that you are involved with, and I know we were just talking before the show, and particularly right now, there's a lot of things going on with your Arts Council. Tell the viewers some of the things that you're up to.
Well, recently, and that was the 16th of March, we had the opening ceremonies for Art Array 23, which is our juried art show, and it's open to artists within a 50-mile radius of Muscatine. So, it's a pretty good evening. It was kind of exciting to see the work of, like I say, artists from the 50-mile radius. Had a really nice turnout at the Arts Center. The exhibition is open till, I believe it's May 28th. So you have plenty of time between now and then to go check it out, and definitely worth looking at. So
Yes. A lot of local talent here. It was very nice to see definitely the diverse types of art that folks submitted, and I think Chad has there on the screen right now the winners of the actual event. So we had our first place winner was Carol J. Anthony. Her work was called Delicious, and it was kind of a collage type of work. And once again, the Arts Center is opened every day at some point or another throughout the day. Stop in. There's a couple rooms dedicated to all of this exhibit, and then down the hallway up on the second floor. So, stop in. You won't be disappointed to see what the talent we do have here in our community. So please stop by when you get a chance.
One of the sample. Now, is this the winner?
this is actually the second place.
That's second place, yes.
Yeah, it's called Soaring. I believe it's Corey Christensen. So, but...
Yep, that was second place. Then the third place was Rick Lodmell. He is from Wilton, and his was third place, and very nice, Rick's? Colorful.
Yeah,
that is Rick. Yeah.
Yep, he did a nice job. It's a beautiful piece of work. So
very nice.
So I got a chance to talk with Rick. You know, that's a nice thing about when you go to the opening of these things. You get a chance to talk to some of these artists, and they give you an idea of what their inspiration was. It was really good. I mean, because you did, like you say, you got an opportunity to have the artist explain where he was coming from. originally all the work came in when you put this together, all on people sent a photo of it, and and when you look at those, and then you actually go and look at the piece as it's displayed, and you can see the quality, the dimensions, and the work, and it just looks totally different than just looking at a picture. Now, this is one of the honorable mentions.
So I love the color in that
Yes. And I might point out, our judges this year for the event, this is a juried exhibit, and the winners win prize money. So the first place was $500, second place was $300, and third was $200. So it is a juried event, and the judges this year were James Hayes. He is the art instructor out at the high school and MCC. And Mary Alice Sessler, which she was an art teacher for many, many years and been in the community, so many of you will probably know her as well. She's quite experienced and professional, and so those two judged the pieces.
Now, the last piece you just showed of the prison door,
Yeah, that's
I talked to the artist. His name is Garth Conley, or Conley, I
Conley,
believe.
yeah.
And anyway,
Okay.
he was saying that he was working with a person from Iowa City that was writing a book about a guy that was sentenced to federal prison and ended up dying in federal prison. So that's where his his inspiration was, and he had been working on some other illustrations to go in that book. So
Yeah.
but it was it was a like I say, the night of is a perfect night, next year, because Art Array 2024 will be taking place next year, and it's something to think about if you have a time next year when it's happening to come on the opening night, where you do get a chance to visit with the artists. And
The really nice thing about it too was the judges then did take time to talk a little bit and the techniques, and they talked a lot about the difference in seeing them online, because they first judged them online just basically for acceptance into the show, and then once they have done all that and they have approved all of them to be to put it for the show, then they said how different it was when they came out to the art center to actually look at them to pick the winners. So they explained all that to the crowd and the artists that were there to talk a little bit about, sometimes the difference in what they were seeing from the online to the actual in person. So
Yeah, got some nice pieces. Now these artists obviously are all within 50 miles, live within 50 miles
yes.
of Muscatine.
And they were able to submit up to 2 pieces per artist, and I believe we wound up, the show itself has 35, so there's quite a few pieces out there, and like I said, they are on display for a few months yet, till the end of May, so they'll come out and take a look at them.
And the nice thing about it is, not only is it juried, but also there's money involved. So the first place portrait or picture earned $500 to the artist, and
Yeah.
so nice.
Right. It's great to see this kind of talent around our community. So it's the 4th year we've done it. It's growing each year, so hopefully each year we'll have more. And we'll see a lot larger exhibit and maybe outgrow the museum for our display. We may have to go somewhere else for it.
If you look at the artists' names that are on the list, there's quite a few that are local that live in Muscatine.
Right.
I'm sure
a lot of familiar
there's
names.
Familiar names, exactly correct. So
Yes.
So and it's a great little show. It really is. It's really diverse. It's you pretty much see everything. As far as all types of
different types of medium and
multimedia.
Yeah.
You see just a few portraits. You see
collages.
So
there's a lot
well
of
worth
talented
taking in.
artists in our area.
Well, and that's
Very
the thing
nice.
too, and the Muscatine Art Center is a perfect place to have it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's a hidden gem. It really is a hidden gem that we have in Muscatine, and just right now they have those statues. Right now,
the realistic statues
sculptures, and there's
fantastic to
always
see.
something there to go look at that. It changes, but it really is a gem, and that I think a lot of people haven't discovered, and it's just it's great to have in our backyard. So.
And a shout out to Virginia Cooper as part of our collaboration. We do collaborate quite a bit with the Art Center. We work well together. We put on programs and various things. So we do work together quite well. And Virginia does a great job once these paintings are all, or not paintings, but their works are all submitted. Then she in turn does all the hanging of them. She gets plaques for them. She puts them, organizes them in a manner that's very pleasing to the eye when you're walking through the exhibit. So she does a wonderful job and is instrumental in this working as well as it does work. So she does wonderful.
Yeah, we just kind of briefly looked at their calendar. There's always so much going on at the Arts Center.
Yes.
And that's the Arts Council. It's great that you do take advantage of that space that we have here. But was one of many of the activities that you are involved with. I know that you have the Swine Ball coming up and some other things that we've been talking about, like Wandering Words. And I saw this here, so the Heroes Celebration is also something that you're working on.
Well, these are separate from the Arts Council, though.
Yeah.
Are they?
Okay.
Yeah,
The Swine Ball.
I see.
If you want to change, do you want to change directions now, or do you want to just hit on the rest of things that are happening with the arts community right now?
Let's talk about the rest of the things that are coming with the arts community.
Okay. Well, obviously, that's like you said today. Today is the first day of spring, and so it's our Wandering Words the competition starts the 1st of April and runs to the end of April. And if you're not familiar with Wandering Words, it's a poetry contest we have for residents of Muscatine County, and it's pretty much open to anybody age-wise in Muscatine County. And then once your works, they're going to pick 5 works again this year, and then they will be etched into sidewalks in Muscatine. And we've been doing this, I believe this is the 6th year for Wandering Words. So,
So we're seeing some info on the screen. And I always think of Duffy DeFrance when I think of the Wandering Words. She's a big proponent for it.
Yes.
Entries need to be postmarked before April 30th. And some people, a lot of people actually, may have been walking through our downtown area and seen some of these Wandering Words. Here's an image of them being actually put into the sidewalks. And how many years did you say you've been doing this?
I believe 6 years. So,
Poems every year.
This is a kind of a little clip of last year's.
The downtown area, but there are a few other places as well. Okay, the
There's
first honorable mention
Paul announcing the
is by Sierra
2022 winners.
Burkamper. We speak of equality, of fairness for all, but let's not forget that there is a wall built around the regret
He's got such a great
of
voice.
doing
Yes, he
nothing
does.
at all. And to approach that wall, we all need to stand
That was the community stage.
tall.
Yeah, so the Wandering Words, as we see here again, what are the requirements? Because they're obviously they are etched or imprinted into a square of sidewalk, so they can't be super long.
yeah, I think up to 8 lines, but there again too, if you're going to have a title, I think those are included in the 8 lines. So, of course,
Yeah, they're
it's got to
short
be.
poems.
It's got to be something that is, it's proper to put on a public sidewalk also, so.
Yes.
Sure. But the judges wouldn't let any sort of
Right.
explicit or graphically violent.
Well, or, politically or overly, explicitly religious, political, there's just certain things that, you have to use your head when you're submitting works, so. But it's a great opportunity for, I've always wanted to see some younger kids be involved because, the thought of somebody when someone that's 13 or 14 or 10 that has their work put in a sidewalk, and as the sidewalk ages, and so do they, you know, I mean, it's kind of like a humbling experience to be able to walk down the street and say, yeah, that was mine 10 years ago or whatever, or 5 years ago.
Show their kids, walk,
you know,
their grandkids even.
That's right.
That's what's kind of cool about what's the history? Who is this an idea that we adopted from other communities, or is this a Muscatine original? What's kind of the history of the Wandering Words?
I believe there's a city in Minnesota, and I can't think of the name of it offhand, that does it, and I think that's where the idea was kind of, I'm not going to say taken from, but maybe
inspired, inspired,
yeah. And then if you go to Iowa City, there's in the downtown, the Ped Mall area, and that there's so we're not the only. There's a handful of cities I believe that do it. So,
yeah, that's just a very cool thing that kind of Muscatine has. I really, you walk through to the downtown, and we've been doing this here for enough years that I don't think there's a block where you wouldn't find.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yes.
Now, of course they did the street project downtown, so we did lose a few that hopefully within the next few years we'll be able to, put back in. From what I understand, there's a 2-year moratorium on doing anything in the downtown area because of the warranty on the new concrete, but, I understand that, but
I believe the soccer complex is one they're wanting to put all the activity that is coming and going down there. I know they have some ideas on some sidewalk poultry down there around the complex area. So that'll be nice to spread it out a little bit and get it into a different group of people, really, that are coming in from out of town,
Exactly.
to have all these soccer complexes.
And then I think, didn't we do some of the ones from last year's ones at the new Y?
The Y, yep, the Y has
and I believe the Aquatic Center has one out there.
Yes.
So they're not all in the downtown area. So and the original ones that were stamped, a lot of them are out by the Madison School area.
Madison School, yeah.
And I know there's a couple in Weed Park over by the lagoon. So they're kind of spread out a little bit.
They wander.
Yep, they wander. That's exactly correct. So.
Yeah.
But
cool.
yeah, so that's one of the other projects we've got going on. And then at the end of the 27th of April, we're bringing back a project that we did with Muscatine Arts Center again, and it's called the Muscatine Community Stage. We had one last year. I believe it was in August. It was a back to school thing, and this
it's our
year,
first one, actually.
Yeah, our first one, and it was pretty succful.
Yeah.
So
great.
anyway, we've decided to bring it back. It's the 27th of April, I believe, and it is from 5:30 to 7. As of right now, we have Emerson Taylor from the public library here. He has a music program that he works with youth. Part of it's called the Library of Rock, and then the other, I think it's Writers 101, I believe. It's kids from 5th grade to 8th. So and then we've got Writers on the Avenue coming to read poetry again. So and we still have some space, and I know there'll be some kids activities going on. Katie Lowe's will do some kids activities. So another shout out to the Muscatine Arts Center, like I say, who's a real good partner. You guys are real good partners with us too. Summer concert series is coming around the first of June, or that second week of June, I should say. It's always the second Sunday concert series. So I mean, it's almost April now. It'll be June before we know it. So
yeah, and there's a kind of an image of what this was. The September, your final Sunday concert of this past year. They were enjoyable to watch.
Very much,
listen to.
Yeah, she was a hoot. She was a lot of fun. So, but so now this year too, we are talking about expanding the summer concert series, and doing one in the West Liberty area and hopefully one in the Wilton area. So we're not sure dates yet or anything. It's not etched in stone, as we'll say, just to borrow something from Wandering Words. But that's our plans as of right now. So, you know.
And well, most likely the goal will be to always be able to have these outside in the lawn green space area here in the library, across in the by the parking lot there. And if not, though, weather not permitting, then we'll move it into the second floor of the library here. So, but
Yeah, we've had
it's always
some of
nice to
those
have
when
them
the
outside.
Weather didn't cooperate.
Well, we had a successful run last year. I
Yeah,
think
we
every
did.
show was outside.
Every show was outside.
And it's a great, if you haven't attended one of the shows outside on the grassy area, it's an excellent place to have it.
Yeah, that's where they're playing right now, in the outside on the stage out in the grassy area. So that's a good thing to see. So it's just that much nicer to be outside.
Yeah, it's a beautiful event.
It is.
And it's nice to see, you know, the numbers of people that actually come with their lawn chairs and enjoy the evening. So as we talk about this year's coming up, do you know some of the artists that are going to be performing?
Well, we have Jason and John. The Jason and John Experience are coming back in July. They were here last year.
Yep.
Very successful, two guys, fun guys. If you like 60s and 70s and 80s acoustic music, they're good. They really are. So, and then we have in August we have Cruising.
They're always local favorites.
Local favorites. Right now, like I said, I've got a bunch of things in the works. Don't have everything in stone yet. So.
Yeah, well, we'll keep our eyes peeled for that one, and I know that you make posters and put those out everywhere that talks about the bands that are going to be coming for that event.
And this year, I believe we're going to start it an hour earlier too. I think we've talked about moving it up to 5 o'clock instead of 6. So, you know, just make it a little bit easier on everybody. That way, you can get home by 7 instead of 8 o'clock, and you know it. And you know, I always think that when you do come to, especially one of the summer concert series shows, you really are dedicated. It's the last thing you're going to do before it's time to go home and relax and, you know, start the weekend over or start the week over again. So, you know, I always admire the people that do come, because I know it is kind of a commitment. It's the last thing you do on your Sunday. So, and we have had some great turnouts. So,
but it's relaxing. It's kind of a nice way to unwind your weekend too. Just kind of bring your lawn chair, bring some snacks along, and just have a good time and listen to music and get up and dance if you want to. I mean, it's just kind of fun.
There are people who dance.
Yeah, there are people that dance. Yes, for sure.
So yeah, that's always exciting in the summertime on the second Sundays, and so. The Swine Ball, though, I think is one of the main upcoming events that we'd want to try to get some airtime here today. So tell us a little bit about the Swine Ball. Sounds interesting. Is it for livestock?
Well, the Swine Ball, actually, this is our second year doing it after it was revived from one that we did about 25 years ago. So it just kind of came to be because we were looking at reviewing our Relay for Life that we have done. This is from, and actually, let me back up before I even get any further on the event. This is for the American Cancer Society. So this is a fundraising event, our signature fundraising event for the American Cancer Society. So we kind of drifted away from Arts Council mode over to the American Cancer Society. So we then started chatting as a committee and sort of looking at and, you know, kind of sort of brainstorming on some fundraising events we could do. So we just kind of said, hey, let's revive the Swine Ball. So we kind of went back and looked at pictures and kind of reminisced a little bit about what the Swine Ball was like when we did it back 25 years ago. And so anyhow, we did decide to revive it. So last year we did it for the first time. and we had it at the Overlook Ballroom at the old hotel, and very quickly determined that we had a great attendance and everybody just loved it, and it was just fun, and we determined right off the bat we'd do it again after we had such a great time at the first one. And here's some pictures coming up that kind of shows how you kind of dress tacky, outrageous, just anything goes for how you dress up, and just come in to have some fun. So that's kind of what it's all about, and raise some some money for the American Cancer Society, and for a good cause. And here's some of the people and how they look.
It's, there's not a single one of us that hasn't either been a caregiver or somehow been touched by cancer, and we did Relay for Life for, I don't know, 20 plus years.
Yeah, more than that,
and
actually.
it was unfortunately you have to reset and reinvent the wheel and try new different things. We used to do our relay events at the Muscatine High School. Then we moved to the riverfront a couple times, and it was just time to make a change, and so we thought, this is a fun kind of way to raise money for a really serious cause.
There's a couple of the members of the committee with us, Becky and Greg, the Ansons. Yeah, the Ansons. Yep. They are a riot, and they've been great contributors to the committee and helping us get this from. They're from Kent, and Kent's always been a strong proponent and supporter of the American Cancer Society and the relays throughout the year. So they came on board, and Kent has been a great sponsor for us to get this accomplished. But as you can see, you just kind of go to your closet, go to Goodwill, see what you can come up with, and just wear something kind of fun and just get crazy with it. Ed's kind of got his sort of on.
You didn't say anything about my dress today, Chad, but I guess it's you know me long enough. I guess you
probably think you're really different for you, Ed.
I don't know. So, but
is that your swine ball outfit?
I know. No, probably not. This is just my public relations thing for swine balls. So, but yeah, it's it really. I mean, it's a serious thing, but the bottom line is the money that they raise stays locally in this area, and we're so fortunate to have the University of Iowa in our backyards. The research that takes place there, and we are. I mean, you have to think about how close and how lucky we are. Even if you're when my dad was going through treatments, or to have a 30-minute or 40-minute drive as opposed to having to drive 2 hours or whatever, and the research, things have changed so drastically. I mean, you used to hear the word cancer, and it was
a death sentence.
It's never
really
good, But I mean, things have changed so dramatically over the years that and so that's why these events are important. They really are, and Diane and me have been doing relay for.
As long as it was
forever,
the very first one on, I believe, we were involved. So
So this is a fun way, and it's you get a chance to let your hair down if you have hair, and you can enjoy a few beverages, and there's food, a lot of games. Last year we have a hog calling contest. We have
a red carpet event for the king and queen
this year. So it's it is. We're just trying to make it fun, and this year it's $30 a person to go, but you can get a table of 8 for $200, and there's going to be pork food there, pork related food, and a cash bar available, and
hog trivia throughout the night, pig trivia throughout the night.
Diane said last year,
pig trivia
throughout the night. Yep.
we were at the old Hotel Muscatine last year, and before the event was over, we knew that night we had outgrown it.
Outgrown that. Yeah.
And unfortunately, picking a date, it's the 1st of April. Which unfortunately, there's so much going on in Muscatine. People always say there's nothing going on in Muscatine. But that weekend, unfortunately, we got the girls' weekend, I think there's a trivia night at the Button Factory. So, there's always, whether you realize it or not, you have to get out of your house, but there's always something going on at Muscatine. If it's at the art center, if it's at the library, if it's something happening downtown, there's a lot of activities going on.
Right.
So,
well, all you ladies that are going to the girls' getaway, include the swine ball as your ending spot for the evening. So go have some fun and then come on down to the rendezvous and get yourself a table of ladies and grab your husbands or significant others if you would like also. But try to consider including us in your final exciting thing of the evening, because it will be fun. You won't be disappointed. Come on down. We really do have a great time. So.
And the night's over early. It's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock.
I know if you've been up early, I don't know what time does that thing start. I think it starts at 8:30.
Yeah, there's a style show earlier, and then they kind of go around downtown, which is a great event. It's wonderful. I love that the downtown is included, and they go around from store to store, and the businesses are definitely supporting this, and they're open for the day, and they have lots of different things going on throughout the day. So it will be fun, but don't forget us. Don't forget the swine ball. Come join us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so if these ladies that want to join after their event, do you have to be dressed up in outrageous outfits?
Nothing's saying that you have to, no, but I mean, just even something simple. They could wear a hat or something, or just maybe they could put something in their car, run home real quick and just grab something. I think everybody has that, some goofy little thing that you have that you never wear anymore, or that you just haven't quite gotten rid of, or crazy necklace or something. Just, you can come up with something real quick just to be able to be a part of it, I guess. So.
Well, it's like last year. I mean, you just... people were wearing, you had a guy dressed as Kid Rock with his American hat. And, I think people just, they were just, like Diane says, go to your closet and grab something. I'm always like, God, I got to find the perfect thing, which last year it was okay, but, as soon as you get there, you go, I should have worn this instead, But, it's just a fun way to raise money.
Right.
And that's the thing. I mean, I wish we didn't have to do these things, but it is what it is.
Yes.
And it's for the American Cancer Society.
It is for the American
Yes,
Cancer
absolutely.
Society.
All of the funds that are raised go directly to the American Cancer Society?
They do, but it is the event itself is a Muscatine County-based event. So any of the programming that's out there that's offered, which there are lots of that available. It also goes towards if anybody needs rides to and from. There are people that are willing to take people to and from. So basically, the programming that's available within our county, these funds stay for that. But research too is like Ed was saying earlier, and I do want to point out that we do have, I believe it's 2 at this time, that researchers that their grants are funded by the American Cancer Society for their research in with cancer. So just again, another reason that research has come such a long way, and it isn't a death sentence anymore to have cancer. And once again, the prevention that's available to us now, please just make sure you're hitting all your checkups. Don't let anything go. If you don't feel right and your body's telling you something, go have it checked out. Don't keep putting it off. Just please take care of yourself. And if you get caught, these cancers get caught in an early stage, wow, the success rate is so much higher now. So please take care of yourselves and do go to a doctor and go take care of any changes in your body that you're feeling. Just go check it out.
Well, and the Hope Lodge is open again.
Hope Lodge,
so,
yes.
Those, like I say, there again, we're so fortunate to be, 45 minutes away from Iowa City and have that research local and treatments available local too. So
yes. Which is another thing that Ed, you're saying. I'm glad you brought that up, because the Hope Lodge, everybody, any cancer family if you're affected by cancer and you're getting your treatments at the university, your family and you as the patient can stay at the Hope Lodge for free. So once again, this is a completely American Cancer Society funded lodge that doesn't cost anything for family members that maybe you're there for your 6 weeks of treatment and you live far enough away that you really can't drive back and forth, so you go and stay there, and your family members can go, and they have tons and tons of organizations that donate food, and they have full kitchens there, and they're great rooms with all the amenities that you need and your transportation to and from. So the Hope Lodge is a really great opportunity for people that need that ability to stay somewhere and not have to be in a hotel. So it is fantastic. So that is, again, funded by the American Cancer Society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's impactful. I mean, it's, you know, that we're talking about fun events, but there's also a seriousness to the Muscatine Arts Council and what you're all about. And I did notice that this was another thing that you sent about for the American Cancer Society of Muscatine County, another event that's happening in April. The Heroes Celebration.
Yes, that's happening on April 20th, and that will be down at the American Legion again. Last year they were kind and offered their facility for us to have our event last year, and we're doing it again there this year. And one of our committee members, Sherry Reno, has headed this up for quite a few years, and she gets all the food donated, and we just offer the cancer survivor and their family members to come down and have a free meal, and we have that. Take It Made Right, I believe, is the restaurant right that she uses, still she uses, and offers the food, and then we have a nice dinner down there, and so just keep that in mind. And the survivors will get a card, an invite, but this is free. This is for anybody. You don't have to have an invitation. The doors just open. So put this on your calendar, and if you're a cancer survivor, you are welcome, and we would love to have you come down. And it's great to have that support and come down and see other people that have gone through what you've gone through, and your family or caregivers are very important too. They are very strong supporters, and we want to recognize them as well.
Yeah, it's our way to show our support, and as a caregiver, someone who's a caregiver, it takes a lot out of them, and it's just a nice way of saying that we appreciate what you have done for your family and for people in Muscatine and Muscatine County, and it is open to anybody in Muscatine County.
Yes.
And like you said, it's a free dinner. Like good opportunity to visit with people, and I know it's there's some people that go through cancer and cancer treatment, and they keep it to themselves, which I could totally understand, because it's a personal thing, it really is, and that journey it's a tough journey, I mean, and I there's probably not a single person I know that hasn't experienced the journey one way or another, whether it's
Been touched in some way,
family member, or a close friend, or yourself, or whatever, either being a caretaker or somebody who's going through it. But it is. I mean, I like having. Me. I like having fun, but there's times when there's part of life it's just serious, and and that's where we come in, and we try and have fun and show people that we do care, and that there's a serious side to us, but there's things we'll all get by, it's
together,
yeah.
and that's these things are important, and the things that we do with the Arts Council, which are totally separate, but they're important too, because the things that we do for the community, it just shines a little light on, it's just.
They intertwine. They all intertwine in some way. Being volunteers in other organizations too throughout the community, and both of us are. But you feel
You're
like
both very busy.
Yeah, I think we are. Yeah.
And it doesn't pay very well. So. My wife told me that I retired about 14 months ago, and my wife told me the other day I had just gotten back from. We did a thing at Hy-Vee the other day. We did a morning show, and she goes. She goes, I think you're busier now than you were. Do you like being this busy? And it's like, the bottom line is somebody has to do these things. And I I like doing things in our community. I like the people I work with. You know, I like the relationships and the people that I've met by doing the things. You know, I've met so many people over the last 40 years from the things I do on the side. You know, and there's so many people I would never have met. I used to do Meals on Wheels, and you know, great project. Throw out a shout out to them, but you know, there's a lot of things. You know, we're always looking. Either the Arts Council or the American Cancer Society, we're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for a new face, you know, somebody that's got some fresh ideas, you know. And this is like this year with the American Cancer Society and the swine ball. We have a bunch of new members that have brought some great ideas, and part of theirs came from when Kent used to do like a big baking thing where they would sell stuff at work and that.
A race,
and because,
they did a race.
And because of the COVID situation, you know, they can't do that kind of stuff anymore. And, you know, when I worked, I used to do a big cookout at work, and, you know, and those things have changed. You just can't do those things. You can't do that kind of fundraising, you know, with your employer anymore like you used to. Yeah. So, and this wine ball, like you say, it really is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It really is,
Some of these images that you sent, and I think that you know, the people that attend, they definitely know how much fun it is. And there's like you were saying, a lot of drinks available. Table looks like they've enjoyed some.
Yeah, that table had a good time. That table had some fun. Yeah. Everybody did, but we did have fun. Like I said, we crowned a queen and king, which is just hilarious. And the queens are coming back. They're both coming. That is me standing there. Yep.
We played what was it? Snouts and Tails.
Snouts and Tails. Yep.
You know, so and there was a lot of interactive games, and you know, it was fun, and you know, we had a DJ.
Had a signature drink.
Kept things moving along, and. It was, you know, it was over with before you knew it. I mean, it was a really fast evening.
Went so fast.
It was a good time.
We decorated it up pretty well, which we plan to do this year again as well. So we had lots of fun things on the tables, and just in general, it's a fun, interactive, just fun evening. So encourage people to come join us. We know everybody's busy, but it's a good cause.
For sure. And that's coming up quick.
Yes,
April 1st.
Yes, it is. April 1st. So
down to like, 13 days or something like that. It's just around the corner.
Yeah, just around the corner.
So yeah, and you know, if you don't have any tacky stuff at home, I know Goodwill. Throw out a thing to Goodwill. I think occasionally you can find something tacky there.
How tacky is too tacky?
You can be as tacky as you want.
There are no limits. The sky's the limit. The sky is the limit.
So the arts, you guys are just so busy, and there's so many fun things coming up. And appreciate you both being here this morning. Is there any other things that you'd like to talk about?
Yes, I would like to bring up one more thing. I just happened to think about it when we sat down here today. A new thing that the Arts Council has decided to do in regards to helping out the community and the school is we have established a scholarship this year. So that is for the first time kids that are interested in the arts, and it can be any form of the arts. It can be poetry, it can be music, anything that is in the arts world, so to speak, or shows that side of the person, or that they're interested in pursuing that type of a career, can submit an application to receive our Arts Council scholarship this year. So that's for $500.
How would somebody find that?
They can go to through the charitable foundation, the Muscatine Community Foundation, and it's also they can go to their school counselor, and they could be directed, to where they can go. But most of the scholarships that I'm aware of throughout the community are set up through the Muscatine Foundation. So you go out there and just log in, and then you fill out a scholarship application, and then it is filtered into the scholarships that you would be eligible for. So they do move it around to where if they know a certain scholarship that maybe this one wouldn't be what they would be eligible for, they'll find another spot for them. So
Yep.
This
And
is
so
new this
pretty
year.
easy to find on their website. And
Very easy to find, yep.
and you said $500. Is that's awesome?
Yeah, yeah. So we did that this year. We felt that we needed to kind of spread what we have. We're not a fundraising organization, however, but we do have some funds available. So it's nice to spread it around a little bit and throughout the community. So this would be a high school student, of course. So
Sure. Well, that's a lot going on. That is for sure. And I'm glad that we had this opportunity to kind of share some of this fun stuff. Has just happened recently with the art array and the fun things that people can still get involved with. Submit your words for Wandering Words and come out to the Swine Ball and look forward to the summer concert series.
yeah.
So
there you go. Muscatine does have things to offer. So
Muscatine,
keep your eye out
Muscatine,
and
Greater Muscatine County.
yeah, in the county, yeah.
So now, you two, is a time of the show where we have a word of the day. And so I'm going to play a word, and it's somewhat related to one of the topics we've talked about, and we'll see if you can maybe have a good guess, or maybe you even know the word. So we'll play that here and see what you two think the word might mean. Brummagem. Brummagem.
Okay.
Adjective.
Brahmachan.
You ever heard of the word before? It's from England.
Brummagem.
It relates to, it relates to the swine ball.
Is it like a festival of some sort? Brummagem. 17th century. Relates to the swine ball, you say, huh?
Yep.
Huh.
Community? Something community?
All right, I'll let you off the hook.
Okay.
Showy and gaudy, especially jewelry not made of gems or precious metals.
Yeah.
So
Darn. I was hoping to get that figured out.
the party dress looked flashy and gaudy, but upon closer inspection, it was revealed to be made of cheap brummagem
Oh my
materials.
gosh.
Okay, Brahmachan, yeah.
Okay.
The history of it first appeared in the 17th century as an alteration of Birmingham, the name of a city in England. At that time, Birmingham was notorious for the counterfeit coins made there, and the word brummagem quickly became associated with things forged or inauthentic.
Oh, inauthentic. Okay.
You can see the
Brummagem.
popularity.
Well, that is interesting.
Sometimes these charts show that the words, but maybe back in the 40s, the 30s and 40s.
It peaked in that era, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, brummagem.
Okay. Well, thank you for that little bit of information today.
Yeah, see if you can use that word out there, brummagem. Maybe it'll turn up in a sidewalk for the.
Hey, there you go.
Wandering
There you
words.
go. Inspiration for someone.
Yeah, just remember that. You've got till the end of April to use that word, and it
Could be catchy. A lot of characters though for that in that one.
Brummagem. And that wouldn't be too hard maybe to find words that would rhyme.
Yeah, wouldn't be. No, probably could.
Well, all right. Thanks again for being here today.
Okay. Thank you,
And,
Chad.
thanks for hosting
You're
us.
welcome.
We appreciate having the opportunity to come
Yeah.
and let the community know what's going on, what we have going on with the Arts Center and the projects we're working on with them, and with the Muscatine County, formerly the Relay for Life people, the American Cancer Society of Muscatine County, and the Swine
Very
Ball,
important work.
and the Survivor Dinner, our Heroes Dinner. We used to call it the Survivors Dinner. We decided to change it to Hero Celebration because everybody is a hero,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
And when does the summer concert series start? Is that in June
the
or May?
second Sunday of June.
Okay,
So, and
that'll
that
be here
will be at
before we
5
know it.
o'clock, and as of right now, I don't have anybody scheduled yet. I
More
got-
information to follow.
Got more information to follow. We've got some things in the fires, so it's just a matter of everything falling together. So
Right, right.
So
Well, thanks again. I know that you're busy, and all these fun things that go on are, it's sometimes easy to overlook the people that put it together, but thanks for being here and being such a strong part of our community.
Thank you for having us, Chad.
Oh, you're welcome. And thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back on Wednesday. We'll have Ted out and about in California, and we'll talk to him there. So thanks for watching, and we will see you on Wednesday.